Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you a flip through of my completed Junk Journal July, and I also want to thank everyone who watched all of my videos of Junk Journal July during the month of July. It was a fun experience, and we're gonna talk a little bit about it as we go through every page. And also welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. So we're gonna open this, and I just want to show you how big this journal is now. If you want to see the video where I make the journal, that's gonna be linked down below. I'm actually gonna link the playlist with all of my Junk Journal July videos in there, so you can see how this journal was before I started working on it. So I am going to take the list because I didn't write every prompt in every page, so that I have a guidance. I'm going to put it on this side. And as you can see, I didn't use all of my papers. I still have some of the papers I selected before I started the challenge. I think I'm gonna use them anyways. Let's start with the first page. Day 1 was Spark. This is what I did. So I have a video for Spark. All I could think of, it was sparkly things, and that's what I wanted to use. So I used this very shiny doily. I used a lot of stickers with the sparkly things, sparks in there. And when I was working on this page, this song was playing on my head, Shine Bright Like a Diamond, and it's the same happened when I was working on Shine. So Spark and Shine are very similar. Day 3, I didn't work in a linear way, so I was going with whatever page I liked for that prompt. And day 3 was Fold, and I did this folding journaling spot that it's very fun. I really enjoy this. I actually like this page a lot. I like the collage I did. I used this paper from the package from Get Messy for the challenge, and it's really nice. I really like it. I really like the colors that I ended up using, and I made this pocket here where I put some folded paper that could serve as a journaling spot. I didn't use it to journal, but that's an idea. I didn't start journaling, like writing in this journal, until towards the end of the challenge. Day 4 was label, and for this prompt, I thought of things that are labeled. So I put a piece of scientific paper on the back, because all the figures in a science paper are labeled. And then I put a lot of botanical themes because they're also labeled. I made my own labels using sticky invoices that come in packages. And I put some more flowers and flower stickers. I really like this page. This is kind of like my style. I don't know. You'll see my style is very diverse. I really like this and this in terms of the colors I used, but then you'll see that I also like very colorful things. So this is day 16, and the prompt for day 16 was petal, and I made petals with paper. I thought it was a fun idea to do something different, so I created these flowers using petals made of paper. And I thought about writing things in each petal, but then I actually didn't like that idea, and I wrote on the stems. So the stems are words that resonate with me, what things that are important. It says love, family, peace, calm, growth, calm. Did I write calm twice? Yes. Presence, light, hope. Those were the words that were coming up to me while I was working on this page. So I didn't do any collage in the background. I just did the petals. This was fun. I enjoyed this page. Day 24 was ephemeral. Oh, so you can see that in some pages I have it in both English and Spanish. So pétalos, it's petals. I think there's nothing before. So ephemeral in Spanish is efímero. And I thought of something that was kind of dissolving. And when I saw this picture in an old magazine, this is a lady. Oops, it's a painting that I found in an old magazine from the 80s, I think. I just love that painting. And it looked like she was dissolving, or like she was gonna disappear soon. That was my idea to use that image. And I did some mixed media in the sense that I added tissue paper and paint all over to kind of blend that image with my page. And I used this pearl kind of color in my, it has like a shine to it. It's not glitterish, but it does have a shine. So I used that paint to kind of melt everything together. And I did a collage, like a frame around the page, but it's very muted because that was the look that I was looking for. And I put tons of butterfly stickers because butterflies are ephemeral. They don't live long. So I used a lot of those stickers here. This was probably the first day that I started writing with the white ink. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try to get close. So I wrote with white gel, not ink, with a gel pen. And basically what I started writing is whatever I was thinking about the prompt in that moment. I honestly don't even remember. I think it's about my concept of time and how time seems so fast to me and things like that. I cannot read it because it's white. That's the idea. It was I like the look of it, but I also wanted to write without the writing being the main part of the page. So I really enjoyed this page. I think it's one of my favorite. I'm not good with all the paint stuff, but I mean, I think it looks cohesive overall. Then day 5 was lettering. I don't know what's the word for lettering in Spanish. Interesting. So this was, I made a video for this, so you can check out that video. I don't want to go into much details in the pages that I did a video for, but I did a collage around. I'm still not very happy with this part here, but it's okay. And then I used my brush pen to write "Creativity is my healing," and then I wrote it in Spanish as well. So day 9 was scraps. I really like this prompt, and I really like this page. So I used a lot of scraps because I don't throw anything away. I'm getting better. I threw a lot of scraps away this time around working on this journal because I was generating way too much, and some of them didn't have any interesting thing. I really like this small page here. I think I like it more than this. I actually realized that my journal was too big, and if I do a challenge again next year, I want to make a smaller journal because it's easier to work in a smaller surface, to make a collage that it's more cohesive, especially if I want to do like a big spread with the 2 pages, than just to do a big journal. I like this size of journal for writing, so when I do writing and collaging together, but if I'm just working on a collage, I think I would prefer something that it's half this size. Like this was perfect size because it's like a tag. I like making collages on tags. So this was fun. This is day 6, was wildlife. I made this collage on a train. I was traveling and I packed some materials that I thought I could use for wildlife, and that's what I did. I dedicated this page to ocean, wildlife, and flowers because those are my 2 favorite types of wildlife. So it says wild and life there. So I added some writing and some mark making, and it was fun. I enjoyed journaling on the train. I'm not gonna lie, I want to ride the train again. It was so much fun. So day 2 was postcard, and for postcard I used a page like this. This is the page and this is the back of the page. So this was a map that I put in here from an encyclopedia book, and I put another piece of the same map to create a pocket on the back of the page, and I put a vintage postcard in there. So that's my postcard interpretation. And then I decorated this with some postcard paper, like ephemera paper. I did some stamping, put flowers, and then I put here some actual stamps. Those are real stamps, and some sticker stamps. This was fun. I like making pockets, and I've never thought about doing something like this, but it was great. Then we have day 10, that was thread. I don't use a lot of threads in my journal, so this was a challenge. I do use these paper ruffles that I make in my sewing machine. So there is thread in there, so I added that. And then I added a bunch of thread here. I really like how this looks like. I don't like that I put that sticker. That's a washi sticker there. It should have been a transparent sticker, or I should have cut more around that, because I don't like how the washi tape kind of thing looks like there. But if we ignore that part, I really like this part. I like the thread actually, so I may incorporate this more in my journals. Oh, day 8, I made a video about this one, so you can go and check that out if you want more details. But this was observe. Observe is there, which is observar in Spanish. And I thought about this from a science perspective. So because we scientists, I'm a scientist if you don't know, we observe things and come up with hypotheses based on those observations. So this is Marie Curie and her husband, and these are more old people doing experimentations of sorts. Okay, day 14, I hate this one. This was weather. This is the worst of the prompts. I had no idea what to do. I tried to make clouds with napkin, but then they look so gross. So this is a piece of napkin with watercolor, and it just looked like a piece of tissue paper, you know, wet tissue paper. I don't know. Doesn't look good. And I made some horrible raindrops. I think that this collage would have looked better without the rain part of it. I just didn't know what to do with weather, because I would have liked to do something about a sunny day like I did this, but I thought that with weather I needed to incorporate all aspects of weather. I was very confused by this prompt, because I was thinking, do I need a weather forecast? Do I need to put all the weather things in here? I didn't enjoy it, to be honest. If I had to decide a prompt list, I would never put weather in this. I saw a lot of other creators making really nice things with weather, and I was like, wow, that's nice. That's very creative. And I could not get out of my very literal meaning of weather and wanting to have like a weather forecast basically on my page, and that's kind of what it is. And I did write that I don't like the rain, but rain brings life. So I tried to take a positive turn to it, because I really don't like rain. And then I wrote that the sunny days are my happy days. So yeah, not a fan of this one. Then we have day 31, celebrate. Yoo-hoo! This is the last day of the challenge. Obviously, it's not my last page. So what I did here, I didn't take this as to a celebration. So I didn't do And I thought at first, should I make balloons? What am I gonna make here? And I decided just to celebrate things I like. So I put a lot of flowers, butterflies, and this page in my journal is a coloring page. And it's so pretty that I didn't want to fully cover it. So I wanted it to be part of everything and kind of celebrate that. Celebrate nature, celebrate music. This was a coffee dye paper here that I did some stenciling that I didn't like. So I covered most of it. And then I wrote again with white gel pen that I was celebrating the last day of Junk Journaling on Junk Journal July, and how much fun this was for me, and that it was a great way for me to enjoy July, because I'm not enjoying this summer because of how hot and humid it is outside, and I just don't want to go anywhere. And every time I'm outside, I'm suffering. I love summer, but this one has been rough. I don't like to sweat. It's a lot of things. So doing this daily kept me in such a good mood. I think I want to keep trying journaling on a daily basis. I think I proved myself to be very consistent with this challenge. I don't know if I wrote that in here because I cannot read what I wrote in white, especially here. This was fun. I like this page. I like that I did kind of clusters. So this is kind of one cluster and one other cluster here. And I put some lace and some paper ruffle. It's like a little bit of everything to celebrate the end. And you'll see this is kind of a very minimalist, at least for me, page. And I really like how this looks like. But then I'm going to tell you that I really like some of my other very messy ones too. I like different things. So this is the first page that has nothing. I may keep this one like this. I have other pages where I'm probably going to use the papers that I have leftovers to do like things like this, like a small cluster or something like that. So day 23 was 23. I think I have it here. Tape in. And so that's what I did, a tip in. I used a window envelope. This is an envelope. This is a tag that I made for the tag prompt. And then I borrow it, put it in here. So you can leave that as is. So I stamped on that page to have that showing. I also stamped garden in there. This is all magazine pages. Images from magazines that I put around the window, but this is a window envelope. So that's the other part of the envelope. So I glued it here to leave, the pocket open. And then on this side, it's like a journaling side, space. I wrote in Spanish, un espacio extra para escribir tal vez cosas secretas. Which is like an extra space to write maybe your secrets or something like that. So I made more collaging here, but I didn't collage on all the pages. Just like, oh, a surprise, you have a cluster here and a little cluster here, another cluster here. I really like this one. I've included similar things in that journal I'm working on. Well, like that I thought I was going to work on that other journal during July, but I didn't. So I need to finish that journal, and I have similar things like this in that journal because it's a journal full of pockets and surprises. So this is a nice surprise. This one, it has nothing. I think I'm gonna keep it that way. I don't want to cover these flowers. Then we have day 26 that was shade. This was another of those that I was really uninspired to do, but this one, in contrast to weather, I do like the final result. I didn't like the weather one. So I also did some journaling with white gel pen on the back, and I used shaded images. There's nothing more profound in here. I really don't know what I wrote. I think I was just writing about how hard shade was. It was really tough. 25 was tea dyed. And I obviously took this very literally. So this page here, you can see this is the only page that was tea dyed in my whole journal. This is the middle of my signature. Most of my pages in this journal were coffee dyed, and I've never done tea dyed. And one day I decided to, after I had a tea, to grab the tea bag and just do this everywhere in a piece of paper. And so then I put it in my journal. And I dyed a bunch of paper for this prompt. I dyed music paper, this is an encyclopedia paper, the one with the text. I dyed this paper here. And then I put Queen Elizabeth there because, I don't know, English people like tea. And I found this recipe in a magazine. It's a new, not new, but you know, from last year, I think, magazine. So it's not a vintage magazine. I just aged it with inks. And I put a picture of that London fog. And this is a tea bag wrapper that I saved. It smells. It's Earl Grey. And every time I open the journal, like this page, I can smell the Earl Grey. And it makes me happy because I love that smell. And then I wrote a piece of a lyric from a song from a Chilean group that I used to listen to when I was young. It's Hojas de Té, which means tea leaves. It's a very good song by Los Tres. Check it out. This is one of the pages where I maybe do some cluster here, like a small collage. Day 7 was window, and this also caught me traveling. I thought I would do something more elaborate for window, but because I was on a train, I did it very simple. So I took the window from a window envelope. I didn't make it into a pocket this time, so just made a literal window. But with collage, I collaged around, and then I did some faux sewing, as you can see. And I wrote a poem by a Mexican poet about flowers being windows to a different world. So I really like that. This was quick and easy, and I enjoyed it doing it on the train, to be honest. I had a lot of fun. Day 19 was tags. So I have a video about that one. I'm not going to talk more about it. So I made a bunch of tags using clothing tags. I think this is my favorite. And I put them all in a pocket. Day 11 was stamp. So I did a postage stamp. I found this pretty picture of a bonsai in a magazine, and I glued it onto that page. Then I went with my pinking shears around to do like the zigzag from the stamps, and I use my stamps to stamp on the stamp. So this is an oversized postage stamp that is a stamp with stamps. This is stencil. It's not a stamp. And this is a Japanese ume, an apricot plum. That was the name of that bonsai. I really like it. I think it looks very pretty. You could make this as a journaling card. And then day 27 was poetic. There's nothing more to talk about this because all I did was to write a poem. I didn't collage. I did do watercolor, and you can see that the watercolor ended up bleeding throughout my pages, but it's okay. So that's all I did. I used to write poems when I was younger, and I wrote a long poem about how I miss writing poetry. That's what it is. And poetic in Spanish is poético. Then we have aged, and every paper that I used here was not tea dyed or coffee dyed, but I aged it with ink. So that's what I did. And I used parchment paper and tissue paper here to kind of make things look more old. And I used that nice stamp there. And I made a journaling card that I didn't write anything on the back, but this was like, I didn't age the back. This was the color, and then I made it all grungy and aged looking. So this was fun. I think I would have been happier with just one layout for this one, or a smaller spread. So now we have day 21, which was colors, and this is the opposite to that. This is all browns, and this is an explosion. I really like this page. I had fun making it, but I think I went overboard. I don't think it looks pleasing to the eye. Probably to many people, this is gonna be, oh my god, what is this? This is too noisy. It is loud and noisy. My husband got me this stamp stickers while I was doing the challenge. He started buying supplies for me because he saw that I was constantly using the same things, because that's all I have. So he decided to give me new things. So thank you. And this one was really colorful, and I said, well, this has to go in here. And basically what I did was a combination of different things. What elements you can use in your journal to bring color to your page. So stickers, have different type of stickers. This is magazine images. This is a book, encyclopedia image, markers. These are watercolor brush pen. That's what I used for that. And these are my acrylic paint markers. And I did a lot of mark making here. I went to town with it. And I also used a piece of the paper that came in the Junk Journal July package, washi tape. I made this transparent tape with packing tape. So it was just different things that you can bring color. I obviously used all of them. You don't have to. I think the thing was that, how do I do this page to look different from my other pages? Because I use color in all of my other pages. You know, this one has a lot of colors. This one has color. Even the boring weather page has a lot of colors. I always use colors in my pages, so I decided to put all the elements together for this one. Oh, packaging. 12. Day 12 was packaging. This was probably one of my favorite, not because of the look of this, but because I love to use packaging in all my journals. And I made this tag. I made a video about it, so you can check it out. So I made a tag with packaging, a pocket with packaging, a collage using packaging papers, except for the music paper. All the rest came in a package. I did some mark making and stamping using cardboard from packaging. So this was really fun. I really liked doing this. This is my favorite. I think this is my favorite. I think I'm gonna show you Celebrate again. This is my favorite. And this is also my favorite. And they are very different, but I really like both of them. I had so much fun working with contrast, and I like it because I used all of the materials here are free. Basically, I used envelope papers. So I made a video, you can check that out. And I used free magazines to find this colorful stuff. I guess this magazine wasn't free, but it was free to me. Yeah, this was fun. And I did my journaling in white again. For buttons, contrast is contraste. Buttons is botones. I don't use buttons in my journals. I have some, but I don't think they're interesting to use them. So I remember that Natasha from Treasure Books has a tutorial on how to make oversized buttons. So I kind of took that idea from her, and that's what I did. They don't look great. These were all painty papers I had, and I just made the holes. This, I didn't make the holes, I just painted holes in there. And I put some thread through them. And I did the whole collage, it's kind of sewing theme. So sewing and buttons. I really like how this looks like. I like the contrast of the vintage papers with the bright, colorful buttons. It's very similar to this one. So yeah, that was fun to make. 15 homemade. I have a video about this, so you can go and check that out. I made recipe cards because when I thought about homemade, I thought about food. So these recipe cards have vintage recipes in them. So you can go, and check that video out. Day 20 was picture. And I made this pocket. I also took this idea from Natasha from Treasure Books. I did it a little bit different because I only did one pocket and I didn't fold the page, but it's basically you take a page from a magazine. In this case, this is from a book, and you make this hidden pockets. Oh, now it's gonna be hard to put it back there. So you kind of keep your image, but you also use it as a pocket. So I'm gonna put that there. And I like how this one looks like this. The flowers are on the back. So this has like multiple pockets to store photos. I really like this one. That was day 20. Day 18 was free. And I took this as free of charge. I used the word libre in Spanish, which means free, but not free of charge. You know, when I buy something, when I get something for free, we use a different word for that. But I didn't want to use the other word in here. But I used all free materials here. This is probably getting too confusing. Basically what I did for this collage, I used magazines that are free to make this collage. So this is a Costco Connection magazine. I guess maybe this technically is not free because you need to have a membership to Costco. But the other, I think I got them from travel brochures and magazines that you find in hotels or restaurants. All the images came from there. And look, like even these things that look like stickers, they came from magazines, magazines. The map came from a magazine, from a travel magazine. So I had a lot of fun doing this. I like to use free materials. That's my theme in all my journals. So this was like right for me. Yeah, I actually love this side of the page. Timeless. I really like this one. So I used again some vintage ladies and other like old looking stuff. I used Mod Podge to kind of put these images on the background and put the ladies more in the foreground because I was thinking about 60s fashion as a timeless concept, but also was thinking about women who make, women as makers of everything, homemakers, crafters, workers, you know, all the stuff that women do is also timeless. So that was my page about. Day 13 was light. I love how these two look so different. I love this page. It's probably not good because I painted on it and the paint doesn't look great, but I just love her and I love like the end result. This was an image from a magazine that the light on her face was so beautiful that I just could not use it. And I put a lot of light color stuff around her, like flowers. I really enjoyed this page. Day 30 was shine. And I had no idea what to do with shine because I took shine and spark as the same thing. And in shine, I wanted to put sparkly things. And in spark, I wanted to put shiny things. So I found this jewelry on a magazine and this frame with flowers in a magazine. This gem paper, whatever that is. I think that there are supposed to be some crystals. Crystals are shiny. Came with the package for the magazine. That's a sticker that says shiny. And I put some of my sparkly stickers, and I use the same page. I use my gem page for both and the same quote, because in my mind the two things are the same. So that's what I did. I wish I could have interpreted these prompts in a different way and not like so literal, that when I think about spark and shiny, all I see is like flashing lights in my head. And that's what I wanted to do. So that's what I did. And that's the last page. I'm gonna leave this one as is. I may write some reflections about it, but in general, I would say I really enjoyed the challenge. And the main takeaway I have, that if I do it again, I would like to make a smaller journal, because I think it'll be easier to get the collage to be cohesive in a smaller journal. So yeah, that's all we have. If you did this challenge, let me know what was your favorite prompt, or what was your favorite page. For me, it was contrast. I think I really enjoyed that page and working on it. And if there is any page of what I show you that you really like, also let me know. And I hope I'll see you again soon. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for my regular schedule. So it's going to be once a week starting next week, I think. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Thank you for watching. Bye.